All right, what is my title? Oh, my titles are the worst. My titles are the worst. How's everyone doing? Let's see. Let's see. I believe I had a message with a repo. Here it is. Here it is. All right. Let me get this out of the way. All right. And we can jump into this. All right. All right, what are we doing? Okay, so we're gonna look at this. So this is some work that um it goes by Nighthound in Discord. So I'm just gonna call him Nighthound, even though he goes by different names. Okay, so part of the community is working on this. We're gonna see if we can't get this working for the Null Cloud, and it's not working right now. He messaged me about it. It's not working right now, but we'll see if we can't get it working, and I'll explain what it does or is supposed to do while we're working on it. I should fork it, but I'm not going to fork it. Not at all. All right. libcnb exp. exp. Let's get this done. Let's earn a little exp. All right, so the whole idea is, let's see. The whole idea is to build a container from another container. But the other thing that he was trying to do while doing that was to use build packs. I don't know if you guys are familiar with build packs, but use build packs from code. So I guess he was getting error in this, and so we'll just run this and see what it's. I think he has a sample build pack in here. Yeah, this is a little application, just a little Go application, and he's trying to build a container with it using build packs using the client. I believe that he ran pack just on this sample. Now, does he have mod set up just right? We'll see. We'll see. libcnb. I don't know what CNB stands for. I'll have to ask him. I'll have to ask him what that stands for. Cloud native build, maybe. That's what I'm going. CNB. I'm going with that. Oh. So it pulled from the build packs. It looks like it's pulling the different layers for the base image used for the pack. So this all looks good down Some more layers that it's pulling. The digest looks fine. What happens down here? Okay, creating builder for the vault. I've not used build packs before, so this is pretty new to me as well. All right, we got some interesting things here. Interesting. It goes network mode and then error. Failed to initialize Docker client. Unable to parse. Oh, okay. So this is a different problem than what he was getting. I don't think I have Docker installed on here. So this would make sense. This would make sense. I'm pretty sure. Let's go ahead and do that. No. Do I? I think I just have container D. Maybe I have Docker. I think I have Docker. Oh, but it would need root. No, it's running under mine. My user has access to that, right? So like the Docker group. Var run. Is my Docker sock not there? My Docker sock isn't. Oh, it is there. It is there. I almost just cat. I am notorious for this. If you're ever on the stream for long enough, you will find me catting binaries. This is why I try to use bat. I try to just actually alias cat to bat because it breaks way less stuff when you inevitably cat a binary. Okay, so why would it have this? Yeah, so it's part of the Docker group. That's why I can access it. I can run Docker PS. So it shouldn't have a problem accessing this file. Unable to parse the Docker host. That looks like my host. Var run Docker sock. You know what I'm going to do? Don't ever run code this way. This is probably actually going to break more. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. Because it's going with another go path. That was stupid. Were there any flags expected in here? No, it doesn't look like it. It just looks like he hard-coded the path here for the Docker sock. The app path is a relative path. We could change that, but it seems like it's really upset about this here. Wait, you're building? Okay, so Dutch. Yes, I am. Okay, so it still failed to get the Docker socket. Let me explain why. I'm going to go to IntelliDraw. I like doing this. Okay, so my end goal is that you don't manage any infrastructure. And so one of that thing is I'm going to run all of your code in the back end in a container. So your code in a container. So it's back here in a container. But I thought that this would be super awesome. Let's say you have a Node.js thing, and you're not a container expert. You could write a container, but your container is going to be a gig. It's going to be whatnot. What if I could write a container for you, and it'd be pretty small, pretty good, better than what you would do? Why don't I just build the container? Why don't I just do this? And so when you, let's say you have a Node.js service, and then you write another Go one over here, Go service, and you want to deploy these two things on the null cloud. The only thing you have to do is give me the repositories. That's it. And then I can run them and scale them and network them all without your input. I know maybe it's ridiculous. That was kind of the idea if we could get this working. Now, building a container inside of a container is notoriously difficult. There is BuildKit and Kaneko, maybe Kaneko, that you could look up. And you know what? Honestly, honestly, if this is too big of a problem for me to solve quickly, I will just run an EC2 instance that builds containers, because it's a little bit painful, you're right, about building a container in a container, because it's not a well-known or a well-solved problem. BuildKit and Kaneko are about the two things that can do it. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to take BuildPack and use it with BuildKit as like the interface. Yeah, anyways, it's a problem. And it would be easier for me if it was a container, because it's all open source. It would be easier for everybody else that adopted it if everything was able to just be deployed in Kubernetes. That would be the easiest thing, because if I have this one random thing that needs a VM somewhere, it becomes a little bit more, it breaks the illusion of easiness, even though maybe it's actually easier. So, I don't know. So anyways, this is what this code was playing around with, but I wasn't getting it working. So that's actually one way. You can actually run a privileged container and just pass the socket in. This is not the best security practice-wise, because then that container basically has root on the host, which is kind of pretty dangerous. So what we're doing here, so this right here is not running in a container. This is just running locally. What we're going to end up doing, if we can get this to work locally, running locally, then the idea is basically that the service that I'm just going to call it the BuildPack service. BuildPack service is going to basically have some Docker service. And this is going to be provided by either BuildKit or Kaneko. Kaneko is how I'm going to pronounce it, Kaneko. Which basically Kaneko provides a Docker interface, but it builds the image without Docker. So yeah. Right, but you just mounted the Docker socket, which it runs in root, right? So it does have root, because the Docker socket is allowed to execute stuff. You could spin up a new container running on that. That could run as root because you have it. So you're right. You don't just have, but you do have root. You could literally do whatever you wanted, because that Docker sock has root and allows you to spin up workloads. Like, you can literally spin up a container of your choosing, if you got access to it. Probably not the biggest deal right now. Honestly, I'm not worried about that. If I have to do that for right now, that's fine. Long term, it's probably a security issue. Right now, I was just running this locally. Like, this is just using Go Run, and I'm getting this unable to parse Docker. I don't know why it's unable to parse Docker host. Because, I mean... let me go find a example of this. Build pack. Build options. So build packs are kind of a way of building a container that isn't a Docker file. But the cool thing is people can build these packs that basically work on, this one here works on any Go project. This is a Go builder. And so like it has a bunch of logic in there to like dissect how your Go project is built and build an image for it. So it's a little bit more complicated than a Docker file, but it's also a little more generic. And so this is what was hopefully going to allow us, I would like out of the gate to support Go and Rust because I like those. And then like npm Node.js and Express because a lot of people use those. And so like if you could use those two right out of the gate, it'd be pretty awesome. Let's see if we can't find build pack. Let's go to your GitHub. This is using pack, right? Let's see. Build pack, yeah. Let's see. Command, client build. I don't think those are any. Let's look at internal. They should have build. Here we go. So this is the actual Cobra command. Let's see. What was the option that I was struggling with here? Docker host. So we're basically just replicating this pack host in code ourselves, I think is the idea. Do they have defaults for these? Here we go, Docker host. Address of the Docker daemon that will be exposed to the build container. If not set or set to an empty string, the standard socket location will be used. You know what? Let's just try to delete this because we are in the normal location, so. Oh, should it be Unix? You could be right. That actually worked to just delete it because it used the standard location and I was using the standard location, but I kind of want to try doing the Unix now. That is a fair point. So we should get to the same error. Yeah, nice job. Hey, Shadow Dragon, good morning to you. Right, I believe it's morning for you. Good morning. Ooh, it's a little bit early. It's a teeny bit early. You now put me to shame when I'm like, oh, I should get on at 7 a.m. and stream in the morning. You now shame me because I believe it's earlier. All right, no build pack groups past detection. Please check you are running against the correct path. Failed to. Okay, so I think what is happening here is that this was given as a local path, and I think that's wrong. I think this should be like the full Homeric. 1 second. There we go. Here we go. Uh, 6:30. Yeah. Have you gotten yourself a cup of coffee? Do you drink coffee? Failed to detect. No build packs participating. No build pack group. Okay, so I don't know build packs very well. What is this error? I was just guessing. I probably should have Googled. Or 1 second. Let's see if ChatGPT. I like seeing how much it learns here. Let's ask it. Build pack gave me this error. Well, Shadow Dragon, you don't need to be worried about being late for the stream. You join whenever you can. It's much appreciated. Get working directory should get you the working directory. Not sure if you're sure. Yeah, it does. We are running from this working directory. Absolutely. So you're right. That should work because our sample is just inside of the our sample is just inside the working directory of the thing. So, all right, let's see. The error message you're encountering, no build pack groups past detection, typically indicates an issue with the build pack configuration in your project. Build packs are responsible for compiling and running applications in cloud platforms like Heroku. To resolve this error, you can try the following steps. Verify that you have a .proc file in your root directory of your project. Do we have a .proc file? I don't think so, but I don't think we need a .proc file. 1 second. I don't know if this thing is hallucinating or we need a .proc file. We might need one. It sounds like you can use a .proc file, but this is not required. Let's jump back to this. Do they have a .proc file? I don't think so. Dutch, you don't have to be so mocking. You know what? Some of us just have to do what we have to do. And so basically, Shadow Dragon, this is the part where, like, look, originally I was going to say you bring your own image. You bring an image, I'll run it. But then a lot of people were like, Merrick, this sounds really fantastic, everything that you're doing. But they're like, a lot of people don't know how to build good container images or anything like that. And I was like, you know what? It shouldn't be that hard to build a container for people. And then I was like, it's not that hard from the command line, but if you're wanting to do it programmatically with code in a container itself, it gets harder. It gets more difficult. And that's what we're working on. So, yeah. All right. All right. So, I don't know that ChatGPT knows what it's talking about here. But I do believe it's something that we have messed up here. So we have a build pack for Go. We have the Go builder. I don't know what relative base, the base directory to use to resolve relative assets. I think this would just be this. Like, it would be in here, in the app path, I think. Let's try that. This is an interesting, no build packs participating. Oh dear. Oh dear. What did I do? There we go. Let's do this. Okay, so this was what I was worried about. If it didn't detect a compatible build pack for your application, effectively, this build pack doesn't like my Go project. Let's try to. Can we install just the pack command? Can we just get the pack? Yeah, this was definitely wrong because like this pro C file is a specific build one. We could actually look up the one Nighthound was using here. This one. This should have a Go. There we go. Do they have an examples? Okay, I don't see an example. Let's keep going. To build with a static build pack. Let's try this. Let's try this. I'm just going. Oh wait, I don't think I have the pack command. Let's install pack. That shouldn't be hard. That should just be a go command, right? Hopefully. So we'll just try to install this with go. Go install. What was it? I don't do this often. I don't like installing stuff with go. Okay, also, this annoys the garbage out of me. I don't know. I don't like this. Like, okay, this -- help should work. Don't make me retype go help install. Just pet peeve of mine. One, I never remembered to do it. That's why that's why it angers me. Oh yeah, what's the other church? A lot of engineers hate flags. I get it. Nexus null dev. A null dev? You're my man. Have you ever seen the Null channel? That's my YouTube. I'm actually going to rebrand this to the Null channel too because like that way it just keeps consistent from YouTube to here. So Nexus Null, you're one of us by name. Welcome. You're stealing my name. I've been I have been YouTubing under the Null channel for a very long time. Maybe. I don't know how long you've had Nexus Null. I don't know. How long? Ooh, I don't know. Maybe like, okay, not that long. I haven't been YouTubing that long. Nope, not a chance. So give me your name back. No. But I like it. I like it. Okay, so let's see. We'll just try to go. So I get that I don't like flags either, actually. You do Kubernetes? Absolutely. Absolutely. So Dutch, I don't like flags either, but the -- help is a standard flag. So I don't like breaking convention either, I guess is what I would say. And so maybe there's not a good solution here because this is standard convention. Yes. So Dutch initially, the idea will be to support only Go 120, and then yeah, basically we'll have versions of each of them that we support. Well, I do. You know what? 1 second. I'm gonna just plug a little bit really quickly. 1 second. I don't usually do this, but there is this here. Now, I know that right now I am going through a a a Rust class. I'm like 3 lessons away from it, and then I have some Kubernetes videos on the. Oh, you have ads right now? So all I was going to say, if you can still hear me, it's the absolute worst. I am currently working on this Rust, trying to help people learn Rust. I do Rust and Go, but I also do a lot of Kubernetes stuff. I go over. So I do a lot of Kubernetes stuff. So there's release notes, there's building operators, there's an introduction to Kubernetes class, there's an introduction to containers class that basically goes through containers, and a bunch of different things like that. If there is something you'd like to know, then yeah, let me know, and I would probably make a video on it. So anyways, I think your videos are missing a common theme. Maybe. Um, yeah, probably. Um, what is the common theme? I tried to help people. Um, so the nice thing is all of these are in playlists. So I have a Rust playlist, I have a Kubernetes playlist, I have a Kubernetes release note playlist, I have a building a database and how databases work playlist. Oh, so I can tell that it's mine by looking at the thumbnail. That's actually a cool idea. So I tried to do it where you can tell the content by looking at it. So like all Rust ones are looking like this, and I probably will update my first ones to look like this too. So you can tell it's a Rust video just by looking at it. In case you're not into Rust, you know. All the building a database ones, so if you're interested in the technologies that power, the world's fastest and most powerful databases, you can actually see that, oh, this is the database. Like these are ones about the databases. The containers ones look like this. But I get what you're saying, where it's like I need to brand the thumbnails. I tried this little slash in since it was the null channel. I don't know what I'm doing with my YouTubing. Um, it's a mess. It's a mess. Look at no boilerplate. I'll have to do that. Sorry, I don't I don't just pull that up. Okay, no boilerplate. It seems like for the most part you'd be able to see one of his videos. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Well, thanks. I like feedback, so any and all feedback is good. Is good. Okay, so I was gonna just try to pack this manually. Where was that pack command? I had a pack command. Did I lose that pack command? Oh, I was going to install pack. That's what I was gonna do. Let's install pack. I think I'll just do this right here. I don't remember if go install needs. I hit shift. If it needs a flag, I feel like it does, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to not. I know it won't like HTTP. I'm pretty sure it doesn't like that. Maybe it didn't do that. I think they should all just have a null title, so I have to guess. Feels on brand. No title. just literally like for each one of them, grab a random section of memory and have that as the title. That would be fantastic. Like just write an application that grabs a section of memory and then converts that memory to whatever garbage is in that memory to ANSI characters. Slap that in the title. I might do that. I want to make a video on why I think the impact of null is so big on the industry and why we shouldn't overlook it and what we can learn from it. And maybe I'll do that for that video. I'll even credit you in the video by name and address. I like null too. I don't like dealing with null. Okay, 1 second. Go help. This did not work. How do I install? I think I need a flag. I think I need a flag, right? Just give me an example. Build flags, packages. What do I have any build flags that I have to? That didn't actually run. Non-optional properties are amazing. How do I install pack? I don't want to install it through Yay because I haven't actually updated my OS for a little while, and it would be a lot. Come on, just how do I install? A tutorial of how to install. Do I usually stream? Yeah, I do. On Tuesdays and Thursdays. Just on Tuesdays and Thursdays. On Saturday, I stream in the morning. I'm sorry, Shadow Dragon. I wish I don't see a way to change it, and I have my browser set to select dark if possible. So I apologize. No install instructions. I mean, this should work though, right? Go install because it's a Go project. Do I need to set Go Module 11 on? I don't think so. One second. We're testing out ChatGPT. How to install build pack via Go. Light themes are the worst, especially like I don't mind if you have. No, I don't want to install it. I want to. I mean, I don't want to get it. I want to install it. That's what I want. Okay. Is this right though? I don't think that this is right. But you know what? We're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna give it a shot. Just copy and paste what. There you go. That's the right command. So I was wrong. Not GPT. No, I don't have a plus version. I don't use it for enough things. I mostly use it on stream. Cool. All right, now we just need to find our pack command. This one. Ah, I always use shift. If you'd like to donate the money for me to have GPT Plus, I will gladly use it. Now we have been doing our AI games. Let's see, we're gonna call this test app. Okay, so really quickly, I just gotta look through this and make sure that this is all. This is what we're basically using. One second. Pack build help. I need to give it a directory, right? Or never mind. I'm just gonna go into the directory. CD sample. Why did that not work? This is the command they told us to use. Why did it not like that? Oh, command not found test app. Okay. They said app name. I thought it could be anything I wanted. Oh, maybe this. Maybe this. I'm just guessing here, but and then we will what we'll do here. Okay. Oh, I'm still in sample. I want to go out one. Is it like the folder name is the app name? One second. Let's read this. All right. So, except one argument received 0. I had an argument there. Pack build image name. Maybe I'll just put the image name up there. Maybe. Oh, there isn't a backslash here. Oh, that's weird. Did I accidentally screw that up? I probably did. Yeah, I do need a slash. I don't know. I thought I just copied and pasted it. Yeah, they don't have a slash here. I didn't delete it. It wasn't my fault this time. We should make a pull request. Should we go through the work and do that? Can I just do it here? Can I just edit this? Will they let me edit this here? I don't really want to like fork the repository. Yeah, I think I should. I'm trying to be good about actually making these, or like helping out whenever I catch something like this. I wanted to. Okay, I guess I'll have to fork it, but I think I can just change it here. Yeah. Wait. It says commit. I thought it said fork. Submitting a change will write it to a new branch in your, yeah. So you can send a pull request. Okay, perfect. So I think commit changes will send it to my new fork. I think we'll find out. I've never done this in Go before in GitHub. Missing backslash in example. Man, I've been trying not to leak my email. I need to have like a throwaway email, so that if more people watch. All right. That looks good, I think. Create pull request. Missing. Thanks for contributing. I need to speed up the pull request. Please provide us with the following. Okay. It was that use case. Just helps with people copy and pasting your. Oh, I haven't. They have a CLA. I can sign the commit. I don't mind. We'll come back to this. All right. So that worked. So what we're doing here is building a container inside of a container. And we have this code. So we want to codify what we're doing. And because yeah, we're making a service out of it effectively. We're gonna make it a gRPC service and do that. So this command worked in our sample, which is using the same builder jammy build packless static, which is what we're using here. Builder jammy build packless static. And it's using the same Packito Go build packs go. I know. I feel bad because like I'm adding this and I don't mind doing the contributor license agreement. Like that's not a big deal, except like I'm probably never contributing anything. I'm probably never doing anything more on that one. And yeah, I don't know. I don't mind like make sure that you signed the commit that you signed off on it and that you have the right to sign off on it. I get that. Do that. But anyways, all right. So they did pass these here. I actually kind of want to get rid of these and see if it still works. I'm just trying to get like the simplest thing we can give as arguments and actually have a building container image. Because then I can replicate that in code. Also, I got everything set up for user login in production, but we haven't configured production. So if we get this solved, then we'll go configure production, which is some Kubernetes stuff. I know people were asking about Kubernetes, which is then some Kubernetes actual work. And then I have, Nexus null. Holy crap, guess what? We have an AI watching that wrote you a welcome message, but the load balancer is broken. And don't even ask me how I break load balancers because I broke one good. But we can get the logs. I always do kgit logs. Logs, Twitch alert. Here we go. Oh. Now, I have to warn you. Full warning here. This AI loves me. This AI absolutely loves me. It semi-worships me. So sometimes it says stuff about me, like pledging allegiance. It's a little creepy and weird sometimes. I apologize. We'll work on that. We've got to train it a little bit better. So yeah. Anyways, it writes a custom message to every follower, and right now the load balancer is working, so the front end doesn't actually work. In the mythical realm of Drymore, Nexus Nuldev, a powerful sorcerer, sought a purpose. Guided by a prophecy, Nexus Nuldev ventured into the treacherous Whispering Woods, battling monstrous creatures as they neared defeat. Oh no, even as a powerful sorceress, you neared defeat. I think it's referring to me as the courageous warrior, charged in, wielding my enchanted sword. With combined might, you vanquished the foe, forging a bond. So a Nexus Null who pledged I told you it uses pledged way too much. It uses pledged way too much in the quest of everlasting glory. We got to work on that. It needs to stop pledging stuff to me. Anyways, it does like to use the word pledged. Let's see. I'm going to. So we need the registry. That's what we did here. I'm assuming build pack flag is the thing that goes to registry. That's a little interesting. We could actually look at we had up the build command here. Let's look at registry here. Registry. So registry is not the same thing as we gave builder, a build pack here. So I'm wondering if we accidentally are setting wrong things here. 1 second. We are using build pack. Let's find. I hope these match. Yeah, build packs here is an array here. So I'm wondering if we just actually update these variables, registry and builder, to this. Okay, so we're doing the builder right. But I think registry is wrong. I think this should be build pack. Okay, so maybe that's it. The base directory is used to resolve relative assets. I don't know about this either. I'm gonna leave that for right now. Let's try this. I'm in sample. Sorry. That is the thing we're trying to package. A really basic Go application. Did we do it? One second. What? What? Well, not only did we solve building containers inside of containers tonight, we have solved the problem of time travel. You know what? I'm not even upset. I'm not even upset. Oh yeah, time to clean Docker. Probably. Oh, let's see. So it's like Docker system prune, and then you like do all of it, right? Oh, I believe that nukes pretty much everything. Yeah, all. I'm not gonna do that right now. Well, I'll do that not on stream. The 43 years old is interesting. So all of these are what the build pack did. So this is the builder, this is the build pack's life cycle, this is the Pong. Sample is the name we gave it. So when we ran it via the command line, we did sample instead of Pong. Pong is what we did with the code. And then none is an intermediate step. And build packs go, well, it has an NA. So something about build packs says it was built 43 years ago, and that includes by the command line, because the sample was built by the command line. The Pong was built by our code. It would have been more interesting if our code had it at 43 years ago, because then I would say like we configured something wrong. But since the command line is doing it too, it feels like build pack isn't setting the metadata on the image correctly. That would be my understanding. Okay, so I don't think there was anything majorly wrong here. We just fixed up a few things like the socket and the app path. Try BusyBox. You just want me to go get the image? One second. Says it was built 2 weeks ago. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to, if you manually pull Pong. Well, I don't know, dude. We just built it. It's not pushed to a repository. So, like, there's no remote image of Pong. Well, not of this image. This image we just built locally. And yeah, Pong is what we just built using build packs. Like, we built this image, we named it Pong. All of these are things that Pong built, or all of these things are stuff that Git. Oh my gosh, that build packs built. So something build pack is doing to build it is destroying the metadata. This is like a bug. I feel like if we go here and search through issues and search for 43 years, there should be a bug that says everything is 43 years old, but there's not. Yeah. Oh, wait, did you find one? Oh, this was 3 years ago. This was 3 years ago. So, it's been around for a little while, and so now it's saying 43 years. Consequences and caveats. You couldn't have linked to the actual. Okay. Oh, okay. So it is something that they're doing on purpose. This is an interesting thing, and I think maybe I should make a video on it because, like, there's an interesting amount of data that gets put into a container that people don't think about. I wasn't even thinking about, to me, the age shouldn't be part of the container. It should be like some metadata that's with the container. Um, so I wouldn't even think about it off the top of my head. Now I did know from like the time at SUSE with reproducible builds, there was a whole argument on like the stuff that's in the layers. So, all right, cool. So this is working. Let's commit this really quickly. So Nighthound was working on this, so I won't just push it to his main branch. So I think Saturday maybe we will integrate this into the bigger system. So maybe I can get it in a good spot to do that. That would be awesome. I think Dutch. I think that what we're going to do is we are just going to we're going to do what you were saying. I don't think it's the right thing to do long term, but I think we can do it somewhat acceptably, especially if we like limit the number of machines it's allowed to run on to just a select few that are kind of isolated. We can just basically link in the Docker socket inside of a container. In the UI, they're going to need to select which version. That's just what they're going to have to do. If they don't know what version they built their Go application with, I I can't build it probably. You're going to have to at least know that. I I will try to do as much as I can. As much as I can. Honestly though, we should be able to parse like finding the version of something should be fairly easy, right? Like for Go, it would be here. For do we really have to even ask them the version? I feel like the answer is no. But and honestly, this build pack supports multiple versions of Go because it detects the version. So anyways, I don't know. I don't have all the answers just yet. We will in about a year. I mean, by necessity, I will limit the number of things. The first things that I'm trying. I have like a July, a end of July target. That's my target. My end of July target. I want to support Go, Rust, uh, Node, and like an Express. I don't know if a Node and Express are very much different to support. I got to work on that. And like for me, I use Go and Rust, so it'd be nice for me to run my own stuff to dog food that. But Node and Express are like wildly popular for like JavaScript people, so but yeah, it would require us to know about it. And the whole idea will be to build a system that's extendable enough that people could then extend or help extend. And yeah, so we could add new languages and project types. Um, I really wish here, if when you did git push, it would say, do you want to run this? Yes or no. Because I just do git push so that it will tell me the command. I mean, it's easier than typing it. I'm such a lazy. I need to make a wrapper around that. I have it up right here. I will make a pull request. I didn't fork it. I pushed it to yeah, I pushed it to his. It should be here. Dude, Gorilla Mux, guess what we're doing Tuesday night? Tuesday night. It is, how hard is it to convert a Jin application to Mux? Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. EDT. I don't know. Did I screw something up? Oh, it actually denied it. I didn't even read the return message. Okay. Well, he doesn't get my changes. I guess that teaches me right. I didn't fork it. He asked me to see what was wrong with it and to work on it. So I thought he had given me rights to it. Because I told him that I was just going to make a commit to. I'll fork it. I mean, this was just an experiment of his, so I wasn't going to fork it. He just said that he'd like to try, and so he said that he was going to work on it, and then he said that he tried, and that then he would like some help because it wasn't working for him, and so I said I would take a look tonight on stream, which is what I did. But now I need to. All right, get remote add. I usually would call this upstream, but the upstream is now the origin, so I'm going to call this Merrick. That's a horrible name. Well, you definitely did take a look. Would you expect me to do less? I mean, I don't quite understand. That's what I would do if I was taking a look, right? Get push set upstream Merrick. I should not name branches. Okay, failed to push some refs to Y. Source, ref spec, Merrick changes, does not match any. Oh. Why is that happening? That should be fine though, right? Why would it fail? Oh. Well, no, that's what I was trying to set the remote, but it's going to fail because if you look, It should be the same commit though, so it should have the right ref, right? Because so I was thinking it was git log here. I don't really care here, but like this should be the same ref here. This AADB. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't. I know what I did. I didn't actually go get that project. What am I'm not thinking of. So usually I do this in inverse order. I pull my fork, then I set the upstream as the other thing, but now I'm doing an inverse. I actually pulled from the working. I created a fork, but now it won't let me push to the fork. Why would I need to get pull R? I've never had to do that. Okay, it still doesn't like it. I got a fix for this. I got a fix for this. He has it in Discord. Hard reset and make the changes. I could actually just hard reset and make the changes. Oh my gosh, why does everything get so difficult? Okay, yeah, this is how I usually do it. Oh, whoa, I almost made the mistake. Gotta go to my fork. No, I want my fork. Get clone. Okay, see. All right, go to the upstream. Get remote, set URL. Push, no push. Upstream. Oops. Incorrect order of things. Upstream. Get fetch upstream. Let's now get checkout out dash B my changes. Let's make the changes. 1 second. Uh-oh. All right, there we go. There we go. Oh, you know what? I actually didn't do this. I'm gonna move this back to how he had it. The relative path was not working for me, so actually Yeah, that's the fun part about Git is like I've used Git for what 8 years. I've never seen that problem before. Probably could have figured it out. Sometimes I do sometimes sit and figure the thing out just so like I can make a little Mighty Mini Monday or something like that on like if you ever see this, this is what it means, and I just try to document it. I also then feel stupid while streaming. You're like, I've used this tool for 8 years. I have no idea what it was doing. I tried to use it in a way I don't normally use it on stream. That's a mistake every single time. Every single time. Okay, so app path. Yeah, we're going to leave. I don't think this was working, so we could do os dot it was git working working directory, I believe. Really, it's not going to include that automatically for me. Is it not OS? Oh no, Converge, 2 different release versions? Oh, dude. Oh, it returns it. Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. Sorry. I was just, let's see. Should we do a default path here? No, I'm just gonna return. It doesn't matter. This is just a getting started. So we'll just return. It's a command line application at this point. This would be the working directory plus yeah, sample. There we go. Awesome. Okay. Dude, 5 months of feature branches to convert back into 2 different release versions. This is one thing that I have to say. So I'm not on the like continuously deliver like every single day my code that I wrote is out in production. Not on that bandwagon. But I am on the bandwagon of the the more you release, the smaller chunks, the less danger it is. And if you can say that, like every 2 weeks at most, your team is going to release, you're going to save yourself tons of problems. I actually like a week. Like some people are like, oh, you can barely get anything done. That's fine. That's fine. Because the fact is, you can't make things that break too badly. um, So I think Go's simplicity is maybe a little too simple. I like Go. I like Rust better because, in my opinion, it solves the pain points that Go has. And I know that sounds funny because a lot of people think that Rust is that really nice angry old man that you know. You know that one that like cares about you deeply but is also like just not in touch with his feelings. And so like the Rust compiler's really grumpy. The Rust compiler's really grumpy. But if you appease the Rust compiler and learn to appease it, your app just works. Um your app just works. So after my initial Rust class, I actually plan on doing a Go one. I know that there's a lot of good Go ones out there as well, but since we do both a lot of Rust and Go, And sometimes people come onto the channel not knowing one or the other, and they legitimately ask. I'd like to have ones that I can point them to that I have done. That way people can follow along with the projects if they want, or contribute to our open source. Okay, let's see. Fix the things. Yeah, you can still get Rust to not compile, and it compile and not work. Especially when you're talking about like results and optionals, you can have those things and like just fail if you don't want to deal with it. But if you're dealing with the result and the optionals, the only way it fails is if it's like a network error, like, oh, I couldn't reach the host. For the most part, or you're using unsafe Rust, which is a thing. And I don't like this. I didn't change every line, but it acts like I changed every line in this, so it's hard to see exactly what I changed. Oh well, whatever. It doesn't matter. He'll message me on Discord. All right, let's open up Eddington. I think we're just going to deploy Eddington because I think that will be fun, and then we're gonna see if logging works, or login, not logging, login works. All right, so let's go there. We made this pull request. We're going to merge it. I feel like it's golden. I know it's in WIP. Oh no, it has conflicts. Conflicts. Oops. What did I name it? Ori webhook. What are these untracked files? Okay, let's just delete that. I don't know. Okay, so my guess here, and I've had this happen. My guess what happened here was I had a file open of the Ori controller from the webhook one. I switched branches. Visual Studio Code held the file open in memory, and then I like quit and closed, and is like, do you want to save? And I said yes, and it resaved the file. I've had that happen before, and it's a little annoying. But it's not really their fault. Probably my fault, but wait, what? All right, there we go. Yeah, this file's changed. Do you want to reload and save it? Yeah. And if I'm just trying to like close it down for the night, I'll just hit save. not actually reading the prompt, which is my bad. I get it. It's a little annoying, but I'm not blaming Visual Studio Code. I'd like to. Do we? I think this probably shouldn't be checked in. That's. I'm getting that feeling right now that I have never worked in a Go workspace. I don't know if you have, Dutch. I know that they're pretty new, so if you haven't worked in it for like the last year, maybe you haven't. We are working in a Go workspace. So long story short, there's multiple things in there. And they should be in their own Git repo. I don't like mono repos, but since the project is young and new, I thought that it was best to keep it all in one. You know, maybe we create an all cloud organization and break them out into their own little services then. For right now, I was just using Go Workspaces, but I think I checked in the Go Work Some, which I'm starting to think shouldn't be checked in. That looks like garbage. That's a lot of garbage. My goodness. That's terrifying. I don't know why the Go workspace would need a sum anyways. Because like it's just a relative path. I'm not even sure why it's generating this thing, to be honest. All right, so we have some stuff to deal with. And yeah, I'm getting the feeling it shouldn't be pushed either. I'm right there with you at this point. I just saw it, and I probably accidentally. It was probably me that pushed it, and I probably pushed it on accident because I've never used a workspace, so I didn't even know to exclude the Go Work Sum. I didn't even know this file was going to get generated. So this is really difficult. I'm just not sure which change to accept. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. This also annoys me in Git because I've had this happen before. Um, I know what happened. This file was like this, and I gave it a new line at the end of the file because that's actually Unix standard to have a new line. And then it decides that there's a con. Yeah, I don't know. Feels like there shouldn't be. But I've had it happen for that right there. I think what happens is somebody changes something up here, like something up here changes. So like the new line is actually a line lower down or something like that. Because it doesn't happen every time you make a new line, but it happens when somebody else touches the file and you add a new line. Or I've had it happen that way before. All right. Let's see. Git status. We have a couple things. All right. So we have the UI Docker file. Both added. What? We did not in this change the Docker, the UI. Oh, I went through the and added the new line. Is that what it's? That's what it's talking. That it was. I might have. I shouldn't have. All right. So we need the API user models. API. What is the conflict here? Okay. So we're wanting our changes, the incoming changes. Yes, please. And then we have the user. probably want the incoming, would be my guess. Um, I think we accept both here. I think they got mangled. Wait. So this we stopped passing in the context. So all this is actually wrong. But did we actually update it? So this is we're insert. No, we can just delete all this. That's what this is. So we just want to accept our incoming changes. Yeah. Okay. So while we're at this, I think I'm just going to go in. Actually, I'm going to commit this, and then I'm going to go through and delete the go work sum in a new commit. And yeah. We got some angriness here. We might be in trouble. I'm not even sure how. Not sure how. Let's see. Okay, we we got to look at the go work sum because that's angry. Where is it even angry? Resolve in merge editor. I don't know. I don't even know how to use the merge editor. Sure, accept current. Whatever is going to make it work fine. Complete. Oh, there's more conflicts? How do I like go to the next? Oh, is there a bunch? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You know what? You know what? I have the solution. Yeah. All right. There we go. That's the solution. I was going to do it in a different commit, but I wasn't going to go through that. I don't know what happened here. Oh. I think I'm starting to see what happened here. I think I made a. Okay. Well, thankfully this is on our own branch, so we'll see how this works out. But there didn't go perfectly because there's still errors here. So that rebase broke something. Cannot use. Okay. All right, so the last thing that I need to do here is okay, so I actually don't have a way to test this as far as I know at this point. So I don't know of a way to test this webhook without actually putting it into production. So I think that's what we're going to have to do. What I wanted to do before we do that is actually go and put some logging messages in here. So like we can run this and actually read what it's going to do. Oh, yeah, this is hopefully that they actually, I need to look this up. I need to look this up really quickly. X444 requests a header as a de facto standard header for identifying the originating IP address. That's what I wanted to make sure. That's what I thought it was. It's just been a long time since for so basically to get to me it has to go through Cloudflare and whatnot, and I need to know their IP address because we were locking it down to their IP address. So we only accept web requests from their IP address, which this is not a end all be all because you can fake this, but it's a good step. We're also going to give them a secret and we'll validate that secret, but we'll do that later. So we get their bytes as a user. Let's actually print that out. So there we go. Add a little excitement. We'll probably delete these logs. The only way to test it locally is to change the production to point to locally. Now, I am writing this up for Ori, so hopefully they'll fix it. They're a pretty new company as far as like the actual managed service. So for the longest of time, for the first year or two, they were just the actual app, the open source applications. So I'm sure that this is some of the stuff they hadn't thought of. So I'm gonna help them think this through. The other thing is they don't give me a way to have a dev environment and a production environment without paying for a dev environment, which is like another $30 a month. So I don't have a dev environment. We just have production. Yeah. So Auth0 is a little bit nicer than that, but cool. Oh, also this is going to fail. We don't have a database in it. So okay, we have a lot of work to do. Let's deploy this. That's what I was thinking. We have a lot of work to do to deploy this. So, have you guys ever used Kubernetes Pogo? Have you guys ever used this, the Postgres operator? Did they change it? I thought it was Pigo. Yeah, Pigo. Oh, okay. They didn't. Have you all used this? I was thinking about using this for our databases backing. So right now we've been skirting around. We don't have any databases. And we're going to need some databases. So I thought that probably we would just power everything with Pogo. Or Pigo. Pigo. That was the thought. Oh, sorry, bright screen. Sorry, Shadow Dragon. Yeah, you've used it. Was it good? Do you guys have anything else you would like to try using? If not, I'm interested in trying this out. One of the things is I would actually like to provide Postgres as a service inside of the Null Cloud. So if somebody's using a database, the first database I thought, Postgres is like the most utilitarian database out there. You can do just about anything with it. Obviously, like if I wanted to be a little bit hotter, we could do something like a NoSQL database, but then there's like not it's not as easily to be used. Right. So basically, I wanna have my own RDS in here. So I was thinking about using this as. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's see how well it just installs. I'm just gonna. Okay. So what I don't like about this is I would like for our install of the Postgres operator to happen by by Argo CD. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get this code. Git clone. So I have our deployment manifest up here, and what I was going to do is under infra, we're going to do a new folder, call it Pigo, and we're going to make our deployment for Pigo in there. And then basically anything that wants a database. So for example, our under the Null Cloud, anything that wants one, like the API server, should be able to have like a database.yaml here for deployment. So that's how we're gonna have to do it. And maybe we can provide our own databases in the future, a little bit cleaner, but this is some code. You know what? While this is going, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go get a drink. So, I should be gone like 2 minutes. I'm going to be right back. This is going to do what it's doing. That's a lot of... If this repository is all code and it's Go, that is a lot of Go. That is a lot of Go code. Or my internet's slow right now. Could be my internet because I'm streaming. So I'm going to go get some water. Be right back. There we go. All right. So they said to install, we need they have an install okay. Let's just look in their install folder. Postgres, customize. It was customized, right? They don't have. Oh. They have the install in a different. Oh, I see. So I didn't need to download that. I didn't need to clone that one. Oh, this is an interesting way. I haven't seen many people take this path. I wish I had actually been reading what they were saying. And they're encouraging you to fork it so you can just keep yours and sync it with what they're doing. That's an interesting concept because what we could do, do we want to do this? What we could do is do our own fork. I think this is what we're going to try to do. All right, we're going to take this and we're going to fork it. We're going to fork it into the null channel, and we're going to, instead of examples, we're going to name it the deployment. Deploy. And we're going to create a fork. And then we are going to make that a submodule in here. I don't like submodules, so go ahead and start complaining. But what this allows us to do is it allows us to keep it up to date with what Crunchy Data publishes. So we can just rebase their changes in since it's a fork, and then get those in ours as well. I don't know. I'm gonna regret this later on, but that's what I'm gonna do right now. That's what I'm doing right now. Deployments, infra, Pigo. Okay, so I could just clone it, but I believe that there's an actual git command for submodules, so I'm going to just use that. I think it's just git submodule and then the path, but I just want to make sure. Because I think the last time I did this, I screwed it up. Pretty sure the last time. All right. Yep. Perfect. I was right. I didn't have the add. I would have missed the add. I would have screwed it up without the add. Okay, I don't know why my computer does this. At some point, it decides that I'm not allowed to copy and paste from something. All right, there we go. All right, so sorry about your eyes. You all have that issue randomly. Fatal deployment and is not a valid Git repo. Wait. Oh, so it has to be a folder that doesn't already exist. All right. I get you. I got you. So shouldn't it just make a new folder with Postgres operator deploy? It already exists in the. So I have to give it a new folder. I hate Git submodules. Yeah, I should be able to not provide it. Oh, maybe I just need to. Okay, my bad. I gave it the local directory, but I should have just given it none. Copy paste won't work. Oh, okay. Yeah. The weird thing is, like, every once in a while, copy and paste, like, just paste something random. Like, it was something from way back in my history. Like, I don't know why it was. Yeah, like this compressing objects. Oh, it was something up here. Like, it copied this line. I don't know. All right, so we should have it. We can delete Pogo. That was a fail. We have our, and now we can just add an app to build this. So let's see. I think we'll just try what they were doing here, which was the default. Where was their quick start? Okay. We'll just do these two. Customize install default and install namespaces. So I will just do a. This is maybe a little sloppy, but we'll just do one down here. Dutch, what did you guys use for configuration? Did you use Kustomize? Did you use Helm? Did you use JSONNet? Did you use your own templating language? Tell me you made your own, because that would make me happy. For sure. Sorry, Emma. So we need. I don't know that we need this namespace one. Namespace Postgres operator. I don't think we need this one because I think I'll have Argo CD do that one for us. So you know what? I actually think that this is all we need right here. Is this default? The only thing that has me worried about this is I'm betting it wants a storage class. So were your daemon sets and stateful sets in YAML then? Just did you do straight YAML then? No customize? Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. So then we need to create an app for it. We'll call this Postgres. We're gonna copy and paste this. I don't remember. I don't remember an Argo CD application off the top of my head. All right, so the metadata. Let's see. Name is going to be Postgres operator, namespace Argo CD, destination in cluster, and this is where we want that to be. Oh no, not that. We want it to be this namespace, the Postgres operator. Project is in the null cloud project. Path is not here. Deployments, infra. There we go. Because we made a customize right at the root of that directory. Do you know what? I just realized something. I don't know if this will work. I don't, because we point Argo CD at this will they get submodules? Because if they don't get submodules, this won't work. Oh, you know what? Oh. We could just give it the actual repo here, though. Oh. Maybe we do that. I think this should work, though. I think this should work. So it doesn't actually have to get the submodule. Doesn't need to. I wasn't thinking about that. The only thing we need to do is push our changes to this. So let's do that. Let's see. We were in the Postgres. Get status. Get add. Get commit. -m. Trunk-based development. And flashbang. All right. So that should deploy that in theory. We'll see if that works because we're about to make more changes. The other thing that we're going to do is let's check out our pull request. All right, so we have our added logs. This looks good. We reviewed this once. We really didn't change a whole lot. This is the Ori webhook that probably doesn't work, but we're going to test in production because why not? We added new lines to the end of files, which is beautiful. Got me in trouble, though. Shouldn't have done it on the same pull request. We're going to remove the whip. No more whip. We're going to merge. And this is the beauty of this system. This is what I love about what we have set up here. I can't review the changes in my own pull request, but I can force merge it because I have the power. All right. So we have this action that's going to build it. When it gets built, we'll have a new image. And when we have that image, we can deploy it. Wise words. You know what I want to do is I want to check if login actually works. Did we actually set up... I believe I configured Ori correctly to allow you to sign up now. No. So you know it's not working because there should be a thing that appears here. If there's not a thing that appears here, it means that it failed. But I believe this is now just me configuring the front end application because there was some flags and stuff building the application, and I'm wondering if I didn't build them correctly. Oh, you have an OpenShift operator? Oh, our customers use Kubernetes or customized Argo CD, or what's the other Argo CD equivalent? Um, Argo CD and Flux. You mean Flux probably? You had solutions everywhere. Ugh. How did you like OpenShift? I might have worked on competitors to OpenShift, so don't say too much good about it. It's fine if you like it. I don't care. I worked on back in the SUSE days. I worked on Scuba, and then I worked on after that. I worked on the Rancher stuff just a very little bit. Ah, so you were doing storage. That's actually what I'm worried about not working here is storage since it's on bare metal. You know, they have like these different ones for different environments and it's probably around storage. So I don't know what default uses, but we installed default. Um what was I waiting on? I was waiting on something. Oh, I was waiting on this to build. This one specifically. To me, and if I had to critique it with one thing, if I was going to sit here and critique OpenShift, because OpenShift does a lot of things really well, and I think that it does a lot. The one thing that I don't like about OpenShift is it's almost exactly what you said. It's very you drink the Kool-Aid. Like if you start running OpenShift, you don't run normal Kubernetes anymore because it's almost too much. Now I know that it's Kubernetes compliant, meaning like if your thing runs on Kubernetes, it's but like they add so much and like almost push you to leverage those other things like their OC command line and things like that. That yeah, it feels like drinking the Kool-Aid to me. But like I said, and you know maybe it's because of that that they are able to provide like a lot of cool things. You know what I was so that built cool. I have to cone of silence you. I got to log into Docker. I need to actually have that thing print out the new versions, the the new version numbers because it doesn't right now. All right. So yeah, I just have to go into Docker and actually find it. I actually like their image repository rules, to be honest. I think that I think that the other one should. Um, with GitHub's repository, you mean like their artifact repository? I have. I have. If that's what you're talking about. Also, we need to fix this. This is not the way to do this at all. GitHub's one is okay. Honestly, we could be pushing this to GitHub. I like the GitHub one in the sense that it lives with the code. So basically, if I make a release at the code, you like the container image is right there with it. I don't like it for containers because if I say like, oh yeah, you can go get the Eddington API if you'd like to run it yourself, everybody expects it to be in Docker Hub. Also, it used to, now they fixed this, and I was one of the first people to complain, and I wrote on their board complaining about this. It used to be where you couldn't do unauthenticated access, so anonymous access, and it basically was like, well, this is absolutely garbage for people that want to just use it in their like Kubernetes systems and stuff. Like obviously you can authenticate that access, but that's like adding a whole nother layer. And a lot of people that are just playing around in the command line don't want to worry about authenticating their command line Docker pool or their Kubernetes cluster, which is actually a lot harder to do than your actual Docker because that's actually on the different machines. And so then any machine in there's got to authenticate. Anyways, it was dumb. Again, not that that's not what you want to do in production, just not what you want to do. All right, so we have the new version of this. This is what needs to also be fixed. So this is not the Ori domain is now auth.nullcloud. Okay. And this is, I think, I don't know about Ori proxy port because I feel like you don't need a proxy port in the when you're in production, but they didn't really say what to do there when you go to production. So like check this out. We should be where's Ori? Here's Ori. Oh actually we need to go to the main where we set up the stuff. So we get this the Ori proxy port. And this is where we like pass this in. I'm assuming in production it's 80, but they don't say that. They don't say anything about production. So I'm just assuming that, yeah. Anyways, you know what they say about assumptions. I'm sure this is gonna break login, and I would be more worried if login wasn't already broken. So let's push this now. We have our new images. We have our new stuff. So what did we add? We added the Postgres operator. We added, we'll have to actually apply this, which is fine. And we added the Ori stuff. This stuff doesn't get deployed, so this doesn't matter. But then we added the stuff for, the Git modules. So the submodule. Okay. Yep. Yep. Good old assumptions. They're my favorite. They're my favorite. So now we should be able to apply this Postgres. And, you know, let's go check out our deployment in Argo CD. I believe it's right here. I got a cone of silence, you all. I also have to go get the secret again. I have to go get the password. It's a really good password, by the way. It's a fantastic password, which means I'll never remember it and should be in a password management system somewhere. But it's not. Honestly, though, it's not actually deployed publicly to the outside, so it's probably also not the biggest deal. But, you know. Well, red is not the best color, but we're almost half green. Almost half green, so. And one of those yellow ones is the Postgres operator. So I'm counting this half green at least. Why are you upset? I think it's upset because of a cert. Yeah, it's upset because of a cert that's expired. I need to I need to understand what this cert is because it doesn't seem to be causing any problems and it's in the Istio system. Now, what I think probably happens is the cert expired but Istio actually renewed it. And it's probably the thing like this shouldn't be part of the Argo CD deployment. That would be my guess. Because yeah, that would be my guess because Istio rotates certs for what it's using. So I need to investigate that a little. All right, so I guess let's see. The null cloud is still processing, so it's still working on the deployment changes to the API. Oh no. Oh no, we might be degraded. We broke something. Ooh, that's a lot of events. That's a lot of events. Oh my gosh. Jin. Oh, this is the bad one. This is the bad one. I fixed that. I fixed that. One second. We're in the wrong namespace. What is the right namespace? That would be in the null cloud, right? Null cloud. We want to, that's managed by a deployment. So this is not getting the new deployment, right? Because that's a 5-day old. We should have just redeployed because we changed the version. So let's just delete that and see how Argo CD deals with it. Have any of you seen, there was a guy who is another YouTuber called Raw Code, and he did this show called Clustered that I was on. It made me far too willing to just delete stuff. So this might be a question you can't answer, but are you and the other person paying for all of this out of pocket? I am paying for all of this out of pocket, yeah. Now let's see what Argo CD does. It's still working on it. Interesting, there was another problem here. We had another problem. We're just going to go ahead and resynchronize. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, I did a get at. My bad. My bad. This was my bad. I was a fool. Actually that's up here. This. Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't. I used the HTTPS because it should be open and public. Wait, why did it try to clone? It's doing the submodules, so it actually tried to follow the submodules. So Dutch, my goal is to help people learn. I have a very nice career in software engineering, and I only have that because there was people that offered to help me, and so yeah. Now, if Eddington and the Null Cloud actually turn out to be something great, if not, it's kind of like I had here YouTube at Null Labs. If you go here, like I also I do a lot with databases and Kubernetes and a bunch of stuff. And so like we actually are going through and building a database from the ground up, and that's just where I'm showing you like the different techniques used in databases, the different problems they have that other applications don't have that you have to actually think about when doing a database. I have some stuff on blockchain, some more stuff on blockchain and machine learning are in the pipeline, and I have a lot of stuff on Kubernetes, from GitOps to Kubernetes services to, you can watch my hair grow out and then get cut, and it kind of looks like a mushroom. Not the best hairstyle. I don't have great hairstyles, but anyways, you get the point. My goal is to help people the best I can. I just released this one. Did AWS start using monoliths? I put a lot of work, blood, sweat, and tears into that video because I felt like AWS's blog post actually misled a lot of people and caused a lot of confusion. So yeah, that's what I do. Now I caused this problem because our Git submodule is not going to this. It is going to this. I'm just going to do this right here. That's going to work. Probably not, but I'm going to try it. And you know what? Like, Ori, to their credit, is completely open source. with an Apache too. And so, you know what? Like my $30 at this point to them is kind of like a way I get to support them, which is kind of cool. So, you know, it's not even all that bad. I'm actually going to hopefully make a YouTube video with them. I'd like to. They're actually doing some really cool work with some of their authentication, not authorization, that I think developers could actually really leverage. So hopefully we get some good content that we can learn from. All right, so hopefully that takes care of that problem. I guess we're gonna just force sync it again. Mainly because I don't like waiting. Wow, that failed way too fast on me. What? What? Oh, okay. So this I did know of. This is actually in this right here in the API virtual service. I don't care about that. If that's the only thing that failed, that also means that our deployment should... Yeah, it's there, and it's available. We configured it right. Yeah, that failure was real quick. You know what? I wish systems like this would fail a little slower. I get it. Just let me think that whatever the failure was, it took a little time. That was hurtful. I pressed sync and it was like, no. Okay, that's a problem in our virtual service. That's an Istio thing. I did know of that, actually. All right. All right. Real questions now. Real questions are about to be answered of this deployment. Check it out. Will Bob at bobsyouruncle.test actually go into our you want to get an email? I'm taking these red boxes to mean no, that there was in fact an error. So there's still bugs. There's still bugs. This does work when running completely locally, so it's a configuration issue. It's a configuration issue. We can start debugging some of this though. Log in. Still not working. Well, that's a shame. This also works locally. So we're going to have to work on it. All right, you know what? I want to see the... Does this give me... Ooh, a cross origin. Okay. Oh, one thing I did. In dev, I run with all cores. In this, I did not. Okay, so this looks like the right API. This looks like it is actually going to the right API. Well, we actually have. Okay, so another thing that I've done is if you go into the Eddington project, all of our APIs have a Postman file. So I have a Postman for Eddington. I say all of them. All of them that I've tested are in this for this. Actually, not all of them that I've tested. So I must have deleted some. Some of them are here. Okay, so that's maybe not the right email address. It's API v1 marketing email. So it's I think this is a front end problem. I think this was actually written before but it still has a CORS problem. CORS request did not succeed. Oh, maybe it just actually failed. Okay, no problem. No problem. We can fix that. That's an easy fix up. Cool. Let's actually see if I can't do that right now. I think I can do that right now. Wait. Uh-oh. The go work sum is back. I thought... All right, 1 second. I'm doing this on the main... Okay. Git checkout dash b fix go sum. Let's see. We'll just vim it right here. We need to do the git ignore. The git ignore. We need to add the go work sum. It is actually I'm just going to do like star dot sum. There we go. And then we're going to rm the go work sum. Commit. Good. Let's just check it. Shouldn't it say deleted? I mean, technically that's a modification. I think Go keeps adding this stupid file on me. And it's annoying the garbage out of me. Okay, so we're just going to git rm go work sum. We'll just remove it from the force. You're intrigued, I'm triggered. You're not the one streaming this thing. They keep that in the stupid file on me. I don't want it. I don't want your stupid sum file. So what I've they could be both. So what I've done, I don't actually like monorepos, but I don't have a separate org. I just have my null channel org, and like if the null cloud becomes something people want or like really are learning, and it's not just a pet project for the null cloud that people learn, like how do you provide a database as a service? How could you provide compute securely as a service? How like we're going to literally make a video on how do you build a container inside a container. Like these are the cool things that we're going to make videos and people can also just experience. And so doing all that, if it becomes something more than I make some videos and people learn from them, at that point I'm going to move it into its own its own org, like a null cloud or an Eddington org, which then I would break all these things out into their own thing. So basically, this is its own service. The API is a service. This application has an operator that is its own service. Uh, this has nothing in it except our Istio authentication in it. This is getting removed. The deployment. Let's see. Oh, so this application, this builder is its own thing. That's actually the thing that Nighthound was working on that I messaged him with, or we worked on at the beginning of this. So these are both their own services. Probably should be their own repos, but again. Oh, Shadow Dragon, don't worry. Uh, like I say none of this to say that you need to help. Like I'm doing it so that I can hopefully show people how those types of things are done. So that's fine. If you can help with documentation, that's a huge help. Or things like that. Or if in 6 months you're able to make a pull request to something and help with something, I will count that as a moral victory because it means you've learned enough to actually help with something. That would be amazing. And if that happens, all this work has been worth it. All right. Get status. There we go. Now we have the deleted. Ha. I just had to literally delete it straight out of the Git cache. Well, and then Shadow Dragon, I would tell you this: if you want to work on it, work on it. That's what Nighthound is doing. That's what I'm going to work on a message back to him with comments on how and why I fixed it and how I debugged it. It's why I will work on it on stream. So if you want to work on something, you get stuck on something, I would love to work on it on stream. And trust me, I won't call your name out and be like, oh, Shadow Dragon couldn't do this if you didn't want me to. I would just say, hey, we're going to work on this problem. It came up, and I'm going to figure out what it is and why it's not working, how we would expect it to work. So if you want to work on something and want to learn that way, just jump in, pick something. We can talk Saturday. I can find something that would be I say semi simple. Nothing is as simple as it sounds. Like Nighthound learned, he was like, this sounds simple enough. I'm just gonna build a container in a container, and I was like, ha 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 ha. And he was like, why are you laughing? And I was like, it's not gonna be as simple as you think it's going to. He now knows. But that's fine. He's learned stuff. I've learned stuff. I've never used build packs before, so. All right. Okay, so we just pushed that. Let me make a pull request for that really quickly. And you know what? That's why I actually make pull requests for all these things, is so that if somebody wanted to learn from them, they could. I let them sit for a little while. And then I merge them. I don't have to. It's my repository. Now there's some people that are working on it. Nighthound and Overflow have made huge commits to it, so kudos to them. But you don't have to. And so yeah. Anyways, Git fetch upstream. I thought I already did this. Wait. Git checkout fix go some git rebase upstream main. This is the dumbest thing. It is saying I have conflicts with this because I deleted it. Okay, we're just going to go in and delete it again. Now, this is my problem, is because it gets regenerated when I delete it, you actually need to do, this is what I figured out, is git rm, git ignore, or not git ignore. There we go, yeah. Git push rebase continue. Why didn't it let me continue? Oh, I'm sorry. We did change history by rebasing on that. So, you know, it is going to make you force push it. But you should just see that star sum was added and we deleted a file. I don't see the deleted file. Why is there not a deleted? Well, there shouldn't be because the other one I deleted. I already deleted it once. I don't know why it thinks that I needed to. So let's review that. I forgot I can't. I'm just going to merge it. This stupid thing is annoying me. All right. I really hate this stupid file. I can't rebase the new upstream changes that ignore this file because they generated changes. Yes, yes. I'm just I don't know. I don't think this was originally checked in. I haven't had this problem till tonight. I don't know why tonight all of a sudden the go work sum has been a problem because we've worked on this for 3 or 4 weeks now. Okay. Uh, is the file not deleted? I'm guessing the file's not deleted. I thought we had deleted it. All right. Can I delete it from here? Can I delete a file from the UI? Go doesn't let me delete the stupid file. Okay, I have an idea. I'm going to close. I think Visual Studio Code might be the thing generating it. Right? Something has to be running to generate that file, the changes, right? Shadow Dragon. Okay, so Twitch mod is very weird. So Russell gets modded as well for like the randomest things. Hey, have you ever tried get work trees? Was held for bullying. Um and the I had to add a permitted term which you ever tried get, which was like the ever tried get was the part that it modded. It's fantastic. And I thought you were bullying me. I don't actually like get work trees. This, I think, was actually Visual Studio causing the problem. No. Twitch modded you. Twitch has automatic moderation that I can't really change. And it gets really confused with technical terms. So if you use technical terms, like it's gonna mod you for bullying. Like they think you're bullying me, which have you ever tried get work trees is not quite the bullying that I All right. Cool. Get All right, I deleted it. I should have shut down Visual Studio. I think that it was running it and just updating it, which was what was making it so frustrating. Yeah. All right, I am on a fork of Eddington though, so I'll need to make a pull request and merge it in. There we go. Create pull request, and merge. There we go. All right. Get. I don't even remember what we were going. Oh, the front end UI calls the wrong endpoint, the wrong API endpoint. So we're going to work on that. Oh, Shadow Dragon, I have something you could work on. I have something that this isn't going to get it into the July release, but if you want to work on it, this GitHub Watcher. So what we want to do is now you might want to talk with DVD because DVD had expressed interest in this as well. But what we want to do is we want to watch for changes in a repository because basically we want to be able to have an option that we could rebuild your application for you and deploy it if you made changes to it, like on a branch. So that's definitely something that's out there. I'll think of some more things that might be easy next week. or by Saturday. That you can work on if you wanted to. No pressure. I'll do them, and don't check out branch. Let's see. We're gonna make a branch. UI API fixes. I really should do like feature branches or something, but we're not there yet. It's not a working project quite yet. All right. All right. The UI. I hate the UI. All right. So I am just learning Vue. So I am just using Vue, learning Vue. So it seems pretty cool, and everybody talks very highly of it. But like in the professional world, I just always use React. You can hire React developers. You can, whatnot. If you have a problem, it's been solved in React. But we're trying Vue since everybody likes it. Dutch, you're trying Svelte. You need to tell me how. Okay, so this was my opinion of Svelte, and I know this is not a very good opinion. I tried Svelte for like 5 hours, and it was like too different. It was just too different. Yeah, I was gonna say React is where all the work is, for better or for worse. Like it is where a lot of the work is, because it's so easy to get the devs for it. It's so easy to really everything is solved in React. So like it's much easier. We're trying Vue out here. Everybody talks highly of Vue and Svelte. Svelte was too different. It was too. I don't have enough time to learn that right now. I have other things to do. So I've heard good things about Svelte. Nothing bad about Svelte. All right. So this is where here's our hero section. Okay, so that's in a component over here. You're creating a Go Svelte TypeScript Vite template. Cool. That's an interesting take on it. It solves the problem by providing a solution from within the framework rather than adding a dependency in case of React. It's an interesting take on how to solve the problem. Um, Here we go. Here we go. This was the thing that was. It was now everything's v1. So we could say that maybe that's an update to the base URL. I'm not going to, because in theory they could call the front end could call v1 and v2. So v1 API marketing email. That is the correct API v1 marketing email. Yeah. You didn't want to use SvelteKit? You wanted Golang to be your backend? Yeah, honestly, that's actually a cool. Like, if I had had that Dutch, I probably would have used that. I also saw Solid. You know what? This is a problem with front end development. Which one do you use? This is why people use React, because like it's the go-to and there's too many other options. Solid looks really cool, but like how many years do you spend learning it when you already know that you can get a job with React? I think like that's maybe the bigger issue here. Like it's gonna take time for one of these to get enough traction. There's also Quick, yeah, yeah. There's also PHP, but nobody's bringing that up. Nobody's bringing up the PHP. So this is where our virtual router has a problem. Is let's go look at that, because that is actually a problem we need to solve. Laravel. Laravel keeping a dead language alive another year. I think that's its slogan, right? Your front end framework. Isn't Laravel the front end part of it? I don't know PHP well enough to really comment. I do know that PHP devs love Laravel. So like that's about all I can tell you. Oh, hopefully not. Hopefully it's not coming back. Have you seen PHP? It just is gross to look at. I don't mean that meanly. It sounded an awful lot meaner than I meant it to. It just is gross. Okay, so we messed something up with the URI. So what I wanted is basically V1. Anything that's routes to V1 API goes back to the Eddington API. And so like in the front end over here, we're gonna put these side by side. The front end, basically anything, this one gets the root, this one gets the root, and then this is going to slice away. This one over here is going to slice away the v1 API and say anything that goes to v1 API is actually going to the Eddington API, to the API server. But this is not well appreciated by the ingress controller. This is not well appreciated by the Istio ingress controller. That's what the failed was so quickly. Admission webhook denied the request. Configuration is invalid. HTTP route, redirect, or direct response is required. So I believe here we need a redirect on this prefix, but I need to look that up really quickly. So I don't quite understand rewrite because I don't want to rewrite the URL. I'm missing something silly here, right? Because I don't want to rewrite it. I just want to match on the URI prefix, and I want to give it a destination. But this is saying that deny the request configuration is invalid. HTTP route redirect or direct response is required. Oh, rewrite redirect or direct response. What is a direct response? Well, let's find direct or forward, which is the default. See, I don't want to send a redirect, so I don't want redirect. You wrote PHP when you were 16. You and I are about the same age. You have a year or two on me. I never wrote PHP, so I like did chemistry in college and stuff. I'm actually really late to the software engineering game. Considering I worked as like a chemical engineer for General Electric for a little while, doing their toxicology, which is not fun. Yeah. Wait. Is it saying HTTP route, redirect, or direct response is required? Did I just like screw up the formatting? So this has a route. This also has a route. Wait. I think I see it. I think I see it. This is in route. So I think hmm. Where does this match go? I feel like match is maybe the problem. This is it. This is it. I've done screwed up. I see it now. Check it out. There we go. It's now fixed. What it was is that this match didn't have a route or vice versa. It didn't have anywhere to go. Okay. So this is fixed now. Oh, sure. Go for it, Dutch. I appreciate you asking. But absolutely go for it. Get some feedback. Like if you're trying I would one, if you weren't actually active and whatnot, I would you know, it would be the people that just join, don't say anything and just plug their projects. So I feel like the people that actually would ask are the people that I would be like, yeah, absolutely go for it. And then um yeah, yeah, go for it. Absolutely. It's a community of developers. There's a couple hundred people in there. I would say there's only like 20 active-ish. There's like 10 very active, 20 semi-active, or another 10 semi-active. Um, and then there's some people that only get on when they have a problem and they want to ask other people questions. Yes, we have some of those. You don't see them for 6 months until they have a problem. Uh, but yeah, go for it. I'll give it a star. All right, get let's see, add, let's see. We just fixed the one URL. This looks right now. Okay. Now what we need to do is get the new container. uh we'll let this build. Good old thing. We haven't even gotten into the fun thing. So this is a part that I built sporadically over the time. Is basically I have a plan for auto infrastructure, and basically we've got to be able to. So in the null cloud, when we say we have a database as a service, it also means that we have to be able to automatically generate it based off of your project. And I think now there's a couple ways we can do this, but the initial way, which will be maybe the most brittle way, but also the easiest, will be your environment configs. So basically, what it will be is if your environment has a database URL to Postgres, we automatically create the database and the database store in the backend for you. If your environment has a Kafka message queue URL, you're automatically provisioned a Kafka message queue. Boom. I say message queue. Channel, what you get it. We're also not using Kafka, we're using Nats, which is pretty cool if you've not seen nats.io. But it sets the bar to deliver a as a service a little bit higher when you have to automatically do it. That was not the current one. This is still running. So what does everybody think about everything that's been going on with Red Hat, with it cutting off its source? We're going to talk about it Sunday for the news section. So on Sunday, for those of you that don't know, I do the news. We cover open source and cloud news. I think I covered that Red Hat, what they had done, but it's interesting to see the reactions that everyone's done at this point. Especially interesting the SUSE one. Especially interesting the SUSE one. There we go. There is a better way to manage these versions. We might do that. We'll do that someday, soon-ish. So the idea is this will, as soon as it's synchronized, be a fully functional battle station. We'll go ahead and force sync it. So it doesn't always like it's not sitting here hammering your database or your Git repo. So it's not going to always be checking. So if you want it to run, I think the default is 10 minutes, which is fine for me in general. The other thing that I'd love to support better is something like I'd like for the Null Cloud to have some sort of ML as a service. We've been doing some machine learning. I'd like to provide something around that because I think that would be really cool. But I have some ideas on that, but I don't know exactly. I really like Kubeflow, but Kubeflow is a hard project to support. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Things are syncing out. I think I saw the virtual service. Yes. We fixed it. We could also use this on a local cluster, like a dev cluster. I did all this work to make it so that we could have different configurations for like dev versus production, but I haven't actually done that. Everything is configured for production. All right, this is looking good. This is looking good. Let's try the UI again. Let's give it a good old refresh. Oh, no error message. No error message. If it is working, it should do something. Okay, we got a delayed error message here. Cross origin request block. The same origin policy disclose. Blah 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 blah. This is a much bigger error. Interesting. Does your okay? So sorry, I fell behind. Let's catch up and check. Does your database get wiped every time at the moment, or does it stay seeded or reseeded? So the database doesn't get wiped. So this actually gets this database for the users actually gets sent off to SendGrid. So it's if it worked, which it's not working right now, so it's not getting sent anywhere. If you're talking about the other thing, so like with my Twitch alerts, that is actually on an SQLite database. So restarts don't hurt it, but it also gets synchronized. We set up Lightstream, which actually basically saves it to an S3 bucket. So if there is a disaster, I should have it in S3 as well. And if you're going to host your own DB, are you planning on using something like Ceph, CSI, or Portworx to persist data? That's TBD. We are going to host our own DB. I don't know exactly. Ceph seems very painful. I was thinking maybe just a CSI plugin with the Postgres operator, but I need to experiment with it a little bit. Yeah. Oh, you worked on Portworx? That's awesome. I mean, push it. If you think it's a great product, then that's fine. I wish the front end could give more information. You know, I really feel like it just didn't give nearly enough information here. Now, what I'd like to do is actually test this instead of localhost. So our routing is broken. Oh, you worked on that for 8 years. Nice, dude. The classic problem there. I work for Microsoft and some areas, but this should not happen. Yeah, Dutch has more experience than I do, by far. So he's the senior dev here. I'm the junior dev. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is we're actually not routing properly, and what I mean by this is our thought was that API./v1. Oh no. I screwed this up. You guys tell me if you can see. I was going to say, so what happened was it actually returned the web page. Like this is Vite trying to respond back to us, the Vue Vite in TypeScript. And that's how I knew the routing wasn't working, but that's because I screwed this up. So we have baby dev, junior dev, and senior dev here. Right, yeah. No. Okay, one second. I configured Istio wrong. Yeah, you guys are right. So I think our code and everything was one second. I just screwed a lot of stuff up. It's API v1, right? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, and I screwed it up here too. In the code. My goodness. So I screwed it up in the code, which means in the container. I screwed it up in the virtual service. Do you know what? I want to just check this really quickly to see if it worked the wrong way. That's different. Right. It should be the other way. The version should not be in front of API. That was 100% my bad. Although you guys watched me. So the interesting thing here is it's still saying 404 page not found with the wrong one here. Now, what I want to check is what our API service binds to with this. So, oh, you know what? I think I screwed this up too. So we did our base path at API v1 and we shouldn't do any base path because our API server gets it it's already at API v1, right? Hey, am I a backend dev? Well, to answer that, I would say that I suck less at backend than I do at front end. That's all I can tell you for 100%. I suck a lot at the front end, less so in the back end. All right. So I think honestly this container is wrong too, because this is mounting at API v1, but our container isn't going to have a base path, right? Like, we shouldn't do this. Because this application sits at this route already with this prefix, right? The only thing I don't know, and I haven't used Istio routes very actually. So a team, one of my teams has done this, but I'm not sure that I know the configuration off the top of my head. Let me try something out. Let me do this. See if this works. API v1, because that's what not Ori but Jin is mounting to. That didn't work. But this is pretty dumb. We are all full stack now. Backend is a rough job style. Like, does that mean a web server backend, or does it mean C code writing storage layers and or kernels? Also, currently DevOps, yeah. Yeah, I mean, what are you trying to hire people to do? That's a lot. There are people looking to work. I know of a couple. So if you want to send me, I have a Discord. It's linked. If you want to jump in the Discord and send me a job posting, I can look at it and let you know. But like, I would need like a job posting from a well-known company or whatnot. Dutch is also jobless. I wasn't gonna state that, but yeah. So there are actually a couple people in my Discord that are looking for jobs. So if that's what you're looking for, yeah, we can talk. I do have like, I want you to join the Discord and I want you to send it to me. I don't mean that meanly, but I don't actually know you, and I do have a community. So I'd like to validate it first. But I'm happy to do that, and I'm happy to have it posted because I know people are looking for jobs. So I don't sell my Discord channel people anything. And yeah. But yeah, we're all a community there, so yeah, I would say that backend is a pretty big spectrum of people. So, all right, let's get this fixed first. We can push these changes. So we have this. I don't know if this is right, but we can test this once it's pushed out there. And we fixed everything else, right? We have the deployment here. That's looking nice. Was there any other configuration that we need to change? I don't think so. Let's get these pushed. Oh, you know what we need to do before we push the deployment? We need to actually update the containers builds. This is super annoying. Don't really like product management. All right, look, Shadow Dragon. I'm gonna drop some real truths on you right now. Your product management team can be your best ally. there are a lot of really bad product management teams out there. And so a lot of the complaints about PMs are valid. But you get a good PM team that you can work with, that it can work with engineering. I actually think that especially if your product is an engineering thing, so if your product is a database or a cloud as a service, or like AWS, your product management should probably actually report to engineering. That's maybe a hot take that not many people appreciate, but they should actually report to engineering. But a good, solid project management team is actually invaluable. Invaluable. You just have to find them, and sometimes that's hard. Um, and I mean, like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that that's easy to find, because I actually think that's far and few between. But I think that, but I have worked with and do know some that are very good and provide a lot of value. Because you're going to get a lot of people, like if you talk directly to your customers, you're going to get a lot of people that are like, well, I'd like your database to be faster. And if you have a bad product team, they'll be like, performance improvements are needed. Our database sucks. Go do it. But if you have a good one, they're going to go back to the customer and they're going to say, wait a second, what are you doing that's causing this performance issue? Oh, okay, you're doing this. You're using this beta feature. Okay, that's cool, because now I can go back to the dev team and be like, hey, they're using this beta feature in this way, and we need a feature, maybe a feature flag, because they don't need this other stuff that's slowing it down. They don't need the secondary or tertiary index. You could disable those or have a flag, a feature to disable that, and they can suss that out for you. Yeah, if they want to. So, don't write off PMs. That's all I'm saying. And try, this is a lesson I tell my children. Try to be the bigger person. So try to put the effort to work with them out first, even if they don't want to work with you. Because sometimes that can help. Sometimes if you're the bigger person in the relationship, it can encourage that good working relationship. And on top of that, they are giving us $4 million a year, so maybe we prioritize the feature. Yeah, I mean that's a fair thing. If a PM is honest, they'll come and be like, because sometimes it's like this person that's using the open source version of your database not even paying for it, and so it's like, well, you know what? This is something we should put on our roadmap, but if it happens this year or next year, maybe it's not a high priority, and that is absolutely. Engineers hate when they don't engineers hate when they don't understand what they're doing. And if you get a PM that helps them understand why what they're doing is important, engineers love that. I guess it really was just for real this time. Oh, you know what? Oh man, I was in the wrong repository. I wasn't gonna push to that repo yet because it needs the containers to be updated anyways. And this is why I say like a good PM can really be invaluable. I think there's yeah. I have some that I love working with. I have some that I think do the opposite of add value. I've worked with both. I've worked with both, and sometimes it's actually not even. Another thing that would be, I would say, is don't always blame the PM, because sometimes it's the organization. Sometimes it's the organization that, and unfortunately, as a junior developer, you're not going to be able to push back on this. But sometimes it's the organization that's causing the problems, because the organization sometimes decided it's going to push something, and the PM doesn't even know why the org is pushing it, and that's bad. That's bad on the organization. But if you have a good relationship with the PM, a lot of the times they'll talk to you about it because they don't understand why. So that's where, like, be the bigger person and just have that. Try to have good relationships with the people. It doesn't always work, but also, Dutch, good advice there in the careers message board. I could not agree more. Don't put your stress. Don't put yourself through that stress. All right. Did I not just? Oh, it's not on the main branch. API, then the version. Got it. Create the pull requests. Golden. We are. I'm getting tired. I'm not gonna lie. It's midnight. I'm getting tired. I need to take a shower and go to bed. So I don't. I feel like I got nothing done, but I feel like we also got stuff done. So I don't know what your relationship is with the engineering manager, PM, but bring that up early so you can change how to commit. Yeah, you know what? And like, you can be the greatest engineer as far as something we do really badly as engineering teams, and I try to do differently myself on my teams, is how we hire. Because engineers, you can have the best engineers, but if they can't get along and they can't work together and they can't communicate with not only your team, like inside the team, but also outside of the team to the rest of the company, um, it's just in general, it just means the team falls apart. I have seen it happen. People leave, people move on, because they can't mesh, they can't communicate well together. So communication is actually something that's really important. You don't have to be writing eloquent essays or things like that, but like being able to effectively communicate your point to your PM, to your engineering manager, whatever it may be, being able to effectively communicate with them is really important. Sorry, we're just waiting for this to build. Absolutely. If they don't have like a So for me, there's like basically three mandatory interviews. There's a technical, there's an architectural, and then there's a personality. You have to have all three. Depending on if you're like, that's for like the lower end. If you're the higher end, you'll have like a fourth one. Um, if you're looking at like your seniors or you know, whatever you want to talk, whether it's a staff or principal engineer, those have maybe like a fourth and a fifth interview with some other different types of stuff that that goes beyond that. But yeah, absolutely. Sorry, we're literally just waiting for this to run. Thanks everybody for joining. I've had a lot of fun. You guys have had awesome conversations. You know what, Shadow Dragon? You know what, Shadow Dragon? There are people I still struggle to communicate with, and it's not like I don't mean that as like a language barrier, because there's definitely people I struggle to communicate with because of language barrier, but there are some people who, you know, whether it is like the mannerisms that you use or the way in which you say things that don't just mesh with some people, and it's something you've got to learn. You've got to also be reading the room as far as like looking at their face as you say something, like to understand how, I don't know. It's maybe not something that I'm particularly good at, but it is definitely something that I have learned, and I think it's helped me in my career quite a bit. Always be respectful. Always be respectful. Absolutely. You can be respectful and not take crap from anybody. At the same time, it's just like, how do you disagree with, you know, your parents? You do it in the nicest way as possible, but yeah, I don't know what your guys' parents are like. I have a decent relationship with my parents. Not always, not always, especially in my late teens. In my late teens, I didn't take the respectfully disagree part. I've learned a lot about managing people. I'm not going to lie. I have a lot of opinions on it. I have a lot of opinions on it. Maybe good, maybe bad. I think that people that come out and say that they know that this one rule to manage people are full of crap. Because what I found is almost every single person is managed differently. And if you get a good manager, so like my good team leads know how to manage people individually and like actually understand individual needs and how to, my engineering managers actually make the teams better. Like they are a net positive because they make the teams work together better. They're not there to check on people or whatnot. I mean, they do some things like helping run the sprints and making sure things like that go through. And we don't do normal sprints, but yeah. Yeah, your engineering manager should be your advocate. Your engineering manager should be your advocate. If they're not your advocate, they're doing their job wrong. And that's what I stress to my engineering managers. That's the only thing I want them to be doing. I actually had an interesting conversation with a company called Terra.ai, where they're trying to do like productivity with them. And I've been talking to their CEO. She's actually a pretty fantastic person to take the time to talk to me. Because like I had concerns about some of the metrics that they were leveraging. Um, and it was actually a pretty awesome conversation just because like I'm pretty new in like the managing teams, and so like getting some perspectives from some people that have done managing teams of teams, it has been really enlightening to me. But Terra AI looks interesting too. The one thing that I challenged her with is Terra AI looked at your software engineers, and I asked her if Terra AI couldn't look at the impact of management. The impact of management. Because, in my personal opinion, management is what makes. I can't type and think at the same time. I keep thinking about typing and getting this going. I'm gonna get this going, and then I'm gonna finish this rant while we wait for things to sync. Management, I think, in my opinion, is the thing that you should be looking for performance. And I think this because you're really bad actors. You're really bad actors. You're people that aren't doing anywhere. Everybody knows who those are. And so, what I would challenge, if you're talking about like those people that are just doing a little bit less well than some of the other people, that's actually management's job to help those people become more productive for whatever reason they're not being productive. I mean, shoot, it could be that their grandparent or their parent died, and then maybe there's nothing that you can do other than just be there for them. But um I don't have a way for myself in my role to manage my productivity. What am I doing that either increases the teams that report to me's productivity or decreases them? And that's all what I didn't find in the tool was like there's nothing that looks at management and says what they do. And so that's why I think management is hard, because it's a less quantifiable thing. And your good managers are those people who can notice trends inside of teams and communication styles inside of teams and help them mesh better together. Your really good engineering manager is going to be the one that pulls you aside and says, hey, look, Shadow Dragon, because I'm sure your engineering manager calls you Shadow Dragon. Is going to say, hey, look, Shadow Dragon, and I'm not calling you out. I'm not saying this happened to Shadow Dragon. Nobody put those words in my mouth. Hey, look, Shadow Dragon. This happened in this meeting, and this person was being completely unfair. In my experience, this is how I would have responded to them. Because the first time that somebody does something stupid in a meeting, you won't respond properly. But your manager is there to empower you and to help you bridge those. It's not a bad thing that they came to tell you that you could have handled it better. There's a lot of things I could handle better. I look forward to those times where somebody that has more experience says, hey, look, that person was legitimately strawmanning and baited you into it. This is actually a conversation my manager had with me like a year ago. It was like, you were absolutely right, but the better thing would have been just to be quiet. And that probably was the truth. Or that was the truth, not probably. He was 100% right. Learned a lot from him. So those are what the really good managers are going to do. Right. So that's what I've been doing at this point. Yeah. My VP came to me. That was the one that was like, look. It might have been a C-suite person, but they were straw manning, and the best thing for you in that meeting would have been just to be quiet. He's like, you weren't wrong, you didn't do anything wrong, but there was better ways to handle it. And again, I like the relationship I have with my VP because he's very open with me those things, and I get to learn from them. And it's not a bad thing. We all make mistakes. We learn from them. I prefer learning from other people's mistakes. That's why I read a lot of blogs. um, but we can also learn from our own mistakes. All right. I'm going to just sync this again. My general thing is my VP can't talk directly. My VP, my C-suite can't talk directly to me. Now, I get brought into the C-suite conversations, and that's fine. That's my plot in life at this point. But nobody below me should get pestered by one of those people. If they have something, they can go through me. And if they don't go through me, I will get very angry. Very. And if they do go directly to you, you should just come tell me, because I will go lose my job. The good old I will march into his room and lose my job. Happily. Okay, so this synced. Oh, Dev Oxum, thanks for the follow. Hope you've enjoyed the content. I don't think it's working, but we should have some logs and stuff to start tracking through. Maybe not tonight. This is actually better, though, this 404 page not found, because it means that it's not routing to the front end like it was. Actually, let's make sure that we haven't screwed everything up and make sure that the UI still works. That's always a good one. Like, we're still routing here. Good. Whew. I was almost a little worried that we had like screwed up routing some. This background is a little funky. It gets real small. All right. Test at test.com. This isn't gonna work. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Oh, the one thing that I wanted to test here really quickly was if API/v1/marketing, because remember we have the Istio route. Okay, that didn't work because Istio is going to route this. Yeah, just communicate well. Everyone's gonna screw up. If you're holding somebody to be perfect, then nah, nobody's gonna be perfect. You know what? I would have to say one thing. Try to have the humility to admit that you screwed up and to apologize. It goes a long way to it goes a long way. Right. I was going to say the people that won't admit you also don't learn from the mistake nearly as well. So anytime that I screw up, I go to the person that was most affected by it, and I work remotely, So I actually have a call with them where I face-to-face with a camera on tell them that I screwed up, how I screwed up, and what I've learned from it, because I think they deserve to know that. So, yeah. It also is like a branch of goodwill. Most of the time, when I've screwed up, it has negatively impacted other people. Like, even if it's like I deployed something I shouldn't have. And so it's hurt somebody. Somebody's been negatively affected by it. And so it's always just nice to bridge that. Like, you do care. You cause somebody work or pain, and yeah. All right. I am exhausted. I'm exhausted. I have a long day of work tomorrow. This is not working. We're going to have to debug it a little on Saturday. I don't know what's not working about it. It's not found. We're going to understand Istio routing because I don't know. I don't know if we're tacking this on. Like, should this be nothing? I'm starting to think that this shouldn't be anything. This main route should just be like the main route. Should just be slash at this point. But we could have some other mistakes in our router here. I think this prefix is the right thing. But I don't know. Maybe it should be something else. So anyways, we'll have to look into that. We'll do some Istio. Also on Saturday, so for plans for Saturday, we have some good stuff coming in the line. Hopefully we get that container building service done so we can actually point it to a container building thing. Hopefully I figure out login by that time, because I think I'm going to do a complete guide to using Ori in your project, because there's not many guides on Ori yet. So I think that will be fun, and we'll have that figured out so we can actually log in, and you all can log in and tell me how the service is broken. And then on that, we'll see. We'll see if there's anything else we want to do on Saturday. All right. I've got to go to bed. I'm exhausted. Thanks everyone for joining. I super appreciate all of you coming in, giving advice. Dutch, it's awesome. Shadow Dragon, thanks for all your chatter. That was fantastic. Keep bringing up the stuff because it gives us good stuff to talk about. All right. See you all.